2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Main roads are running smoothly, but the ramp to I-135 northbound heading onto Kellogg West because of road work. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic. Weather.
It's going to be a mostly sunny and warm start to the work week, a high of 73, south winds 10 to 20. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, overnight low in the low 40s. Partly cloudy, windy on Tuesday, high in the low 70s. About the same on Wednesday. Storm chances arrive on Thursday and stick around for a few days. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Listen to KFH on 98.7 FM HD3.
Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita. KNSS HD2 Clearwater, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, Jacob Albright. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Hey, remember when we thought the LA Lakers had gone from surefire one-and-doners to legitimate contenders when Luka was unconscious and making a late-season MVP run, when the Lakers actually tried on the defensive end, when LeBron actually accepted his role as an aging option 3, and when they were 15-2 in March and took control of the 3 seed in the West and looked legit? Remember all that? Neither do I. OKC 139, Lakers 96 in a curb stomping. Oh, and Luka tweaked his hammy and then was sent back out to play in a game that was already over and injured it even worse. Goodbye MVP award. Thanks for coming. And don't buy this nonsense about how a loss is a loss, whether it's by 1 or by 50. Miss me with that. That was a litmus test, a barometer for the Lakers to show that they could run with the big dogs, and they got run right into the ground. Both these teams are who we thought they were, and that could not have gone any better for OKC or any worse for LA. I'm Jim Rome.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org. While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Monday has come around again. Monday. Can't trust that day. It always seems to be a Monday.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Happy Monday to you, everybody. Max Power getting the open for us here on a Monday morning. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you here on Sports Daily. Glad to be with you over the air. 97.5. If you're listening to us there, you can also watch us on 12 News Connected. You can also listen to us on the Odyssey app. If you want to leave us video messages, you can do that. Facebook, YouTube, X, 869-1240 is the number to call. We've got a national championship game to get ready for tonight. We'll discuss the tournament, the trends. Are we satisfied with everything we've seen? It is portal season, whether it's officially portal season or unofficially portal season. We'll catch you up on everything that happened over the weekend. We'll talk some Royals today. Out of the gates here, 9 games in, under 500. What do we think? It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. Now featuring Caddy Snack, Wichita's golf beer. Caddy Snack Blonde Ale, refreshingly crushable. It makes the perfect pairing from the first tee to the 19th hole, no matter the score. Caddy Snack reminds you to beer the ball. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jacob. I want to start right here. Did you see the NIT championship last night?
I did not see the ending after I left work.
Do you know what happened?
That Auburn won.
Tulsa was up 4 with 8 seconds left.
No. After that comeback?
Yes. They came all the way back. They took the lead. They were up 4 with 8 seconds left.
Now, this is regulation or overtime?
Regulation.
They
had it. They fouled Auburn. They missed a free throw, made a free throw, made a 3-point game. Tulsa had 2 timeouts in their pocket and got a 5-second violation. Gave the ball back to Auburn, immediate 3-pointer, went to overtime, and they lost. That is the greatest punch in the gut that you've ever seen in your life. To end the season, all you literally have to do is get the ball in bounds and you win the game.
That's brutal.
Wow.
That's brutal.
Everything that just made you feel good for the last 6 months as a Tulsa fan. Like, wow, we're back. This is awesome. And you're sitting there like, we just won the NIT. That is awesome. That's so cool. And then it goes to Auburn, who was the team that, sat around and wanted to be in the NCAA tournament and didn't really want to be there. And
man, that's brutal. I feel bad for Tulsa. Was certainly pulling for Tulsa as the world probably was there. And they came back too. They're getting their butts kicked early. So that's too bad.
Texted people, our boy Barnstable from Tulsa. If he found a way to get an extra year eligibility, he might make like $4 million next year. He's so good.
Does he have a?
No.
Does he have?
He played 3 years at a division or 2 years at a Division III, then Holy Cross, I believe. So he's out of eligibility unless he finds a way to sue for D3 years back. But that Tulsa team was so good.
Yeah, they were good. They were
Riley
fun
had
to
20,
watch.
David Green. Oh my gosh, that makes me excited about American basketball.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. Nice little appetizer. I hope the championship game tonight gives us some sort of fireworks because the Final Four round wasn't very good. It was the first time for me. It was the first time in the tournament where I've been a little disappointed. Shout out to West Virginia as well.
Yes, the Crown, baby. Harlan Obioha's a champ.
The Crown.
Harlan Obioha just got his share of $300,000.
We think. Did you ever figure that out? Does it go to the program or does it go to the current player?
I'd say I guess it's maybe just up to the discretion of the program, but I would have to imagine if you're going to convince these guys to stay for 3 extra weeks.
I think they probably get the money. I think they probably.
So what? Harlan just made what, $40,000?
Yeah, I mean, assuming there's 10 or so guys that are on the roster. I mean, it's awesome. It's a good idea. It's what these tournaments need to do postseason. Find you a couple sponsors, make it a big deal. Do they play this one? Yeah, they play this one in Vegas. That's what I thought. And just do stuff like that.
But it's just diluting the water. Like, just find a way to make this the NIT and just do that.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't need the NIT and the Crown. Like, just make the NIT have this. Like, I don't want the NIT, like, in turn, didn't get Oklahoma and West Virginia and these schools that could have been in the field, which, by the way, made the NIT a bunch of mid-majors, which is pretty fun. But I'd rather see all
we always had the CBIT.
Yeah, but the CBI was the level below the NIT. Like, the Crown is kind of right there. Like, you could make an argument for Crown/NIT.
Well, if Auburn was the bubbliest team,
I know, I'm surprised. I wonder if the Crown asked them, because look at the Crown, all 8 of them outside of, I guess, Creighton.
They're the equivalent of bowl games to me. I don't want to say who cares in the sense that I don't care, but have as many as you want. Like if these kids want to keep playing college basketball, keep playing college basketball. Whether Wichita State would have made the NIT or the Crown or the CBI or whatever it would be, Shocker fans would have been excited to watch them play basketball. So, I mean, have as many as you want. Something else we probably need to talk about today is that tournament expansion could be coming to 76 teams. Is that right? 76. Basically,
76.
you'd get
the first 12.
You'd get the 2 play-ins for each region. I think is how that would work.
More than that. So first they're adding 8 games. Right?
Adding 8 games?
Or no, sorry, what is it? They're adding 8 teams.
They're
adding
adding
4
8
games.
Yeah. Right. So that is what it would be. You'd add another play-in to each region, which would be 4 teams each. 2 teams each, 4 total teams, 68 to 76. 4 games, 8 teams. So that, we see that, and you and I both had fun with the NIT this year. That's what I mean. People get so like, we can't expand the tournament to 76. I mean, you can. It's not going to make a difference in how you consume the big tournament. That's as big as you can get it to do that. I guess it's not. You could play. I don't care what you do before the round of 64. I don't care. Once we get to the round of 64, it's got to be the way it is, the way it's always been. They're at 68 now. We don't really care that they're at 68. For most of us, it doesn't change anything. You don't even fill out your bracket to include winners of the play-in games.
This is why it's a big deal, though, Jacob, is that the bigger this thing gets, the less the regular season matters.
Okay, here we go with the college football argument again.
Exactly. That's why.
Why is that the less? You think you'll care less about a game in January because, you know what? If they lose, they'll still make the field of 76.
There's 2 parts of it. One is that, it lets the Auburn team that went 500 in,
who just won the NIT, and maybe they had a chance to win some tournament games.
It's true.
I'm not saying I'm for this. Don't misunderstand. I'm not like a proponent of this. I don't care.
At some point,
I don't think they need
at some point,
but
the games
I don't
have
think
to
it's
matter.
going to impact. The games do matter. That's like saying
they matter less and less the bigger the number gets.
That's the same argument as the college football playoff means the regular season doesn't matter anymore because teams can lose a game in the regular season.
It means less than it did.
It means less to who?
The people that were watching to see who's.
You think it means less to the people watching?
It means less that if Tennessee loses in October, you can say, well, they still got a chance. It's all right.
Let's talk about this when we come back. If you missed the news over the week, because it kind of snuck in this weekend, we'll talk about it as well as get into the championship game tonight of the big tournament. This is coming up next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination, they tell a story clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Let's do this thing. Go!
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back. Monday morning, Sports Daily. TJ Cleveland, Jacob Albrocht. We're talking NCAA tournament tonight. We got a big one. UConn, Michigan, the final game of the year. By the way, not to bury the lead, at midnight, the portal opens. Will Portal Paul be sending a text message at midnight? He has to, right?
Midnight tonight or midnight last night?
Midnight tonight.
Okay.
Because now the season has to end. Remember that headline from 6 months ago?
It should have to end. Yeah,
Yes.
this is a good thing. They did the right thing there. All right, let's there's a handful of things with all that. Let's start with what we were just talking about. Expansion of the tournament. Got reported, was this Friday or Saturday,
Friday
that they are nearing expansion, expected to finalize the tournaments to 76 teams after the completion of this year's NCAA tournament. That was Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports. It would feature 24 teams playing 12 games over the 2 days at the two sites. So they would take the teams, the 8 that are already in the play-ins, and then add 8 more to that. That's how it would work. So however you split that up, 2 teams per region. So it's adding a play-in game, right? The 12 winners then of those opening round games to advance to await the same 52 teams that were there before. Leaders of the Big 12 and ACC in the story, quote, more than others have aggressively pushed for the expansion. So your marks on this. Here's what I'll say. I'm not a proponent of this either. I don't care. I don't think we need to do this. But I think the impact to us as fans will be about 0. We always are afraid of it. The NFL just expanded their playoff. It's been better for it. Major League Baseball expanded their playoff. It's been better for it. The NCAA expanded from 64 to 68, and it has meant absolutely nothing to us as fans. Wichita State's played in a play-in game before. You do all these things, and everyone's like, "Oh, we just won't care. It'll be too watered down." I'm like, that they would only do this because they know that's not true. They know you'll care. They have an opportunity to get more teams in this. I don't know what this financially does. Maybe they make more money with more play-in games. Certainly more schools have a chance to make more money. And so, again, it doesn't move the needle for me either direction all that much. Certainly not as much as a lot of people. The only thing I'll say on this is it better not mean the expansion of only power conference teams.
That's what it's going to be.
Tulsa would have been a good example this year.
They wouldn't have gotten in.
Why do you say that?
Because look at the teams on the bubble. They weren't one of them. They weren't that close to getting in.
Well, I don't care who it is, as long as it's the teams on the bubble, right? And I don't know where Tulsa did Tulsa fit? Tulsa finished 52. So they were right there with UCF. They were right there with Cincinnati, Oklahoma, San Diego State, New Mexico. San Diego State, New Mexico probably would have been in. One of them at least. There's your Mountain West representative. VCU was right there. Texas was right there. So you had those split. Santa Clara already got in. Now Auburn would have certainly been in. They would have been the most obvious team that got in. And then you go down a little bit. You'd have been dealing with, Oklahoma, Cincinnati, Baylor in that conversation.
Here's the list.
Akron got in. Akron was at 54. Did they win their conference?
Oh, Akron got in. Akron won the MAC. Come on.
Okay.
Yahoo Sports put this out on Selection Sunday. Here's their list of bubble teams. Miami, Ohio got in. Mizzou got in. St. Louis got in. They won their tournament, I thought, but maybe not. I guess no, they didn't. VCU did. They were at large. VCU got in. SMU got in, like one of the last teams in. Texas got in. OU did not get in. Auburn did not get in. San Diego State did not get in. New Mexico did not get in, I believe.
Correct.
Indiana did not get in. So, of those teams I just listed, there's
So two
you could say
mid-majors and 2 power conferences, right? Were our bubble teams?
The ones that
first
missed you,
4 in, first 4 out?
Yeah, basically.
So it was split.
It's going to like,
but in the list you gave me was half and half. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. We'll have to see it play out. But I'm not as long as you're just keeping it to the resume, being the resume, and you're doing it that way, and you're not saying, "Oh, but these extra 8 have to be." That's the thing. More invites for mid-majors. If it's 4 and 4, if it's 5 and 3, one way or the other, some years, then I think, okay, we'll be fine. Nothing will change. Again, you say that it will water down the regular season right now. But what if it meant the Shockers got in despite losing the AAC championship?
You know what? Well, if they lost ACC,
there's a Shocker fan and be like, yeah, they got in, but it was as a play and it doesn't even count. No, you're not going to say that. And they know you're not going to say that.
I agree with that. If they're going to do it, sidebar, if they're going to do it, they've got to make the 16 stop playing. And I know that they like it because they get a chance to win a game, and that's but I don't care. If you win your conference tournament, you're in the 52.
Yeah, I
make it
kind
that.
of agree.
If you're going to make people play in games that nobody watches, they've got to be Auburn. It's sure, if you want in, go prove that you should be.
That's a simple rule. You can't have been a conference tournament winner.
They need to do that if they're going to do that.
I would support that.
The other part of this too. My two big points here. One is the watering down of the regular season. It won't do it that much, but it does, and it's just a step towards doing it more and more. I think is the thing that I can't get on board with so much is that, you know, it doesn't matter if Auburn goes out and like they had a great strength of schedule, but they lost half of the games, but their strength of schedule was great.
They were a bubble team anyway.
I know. Well, why were they? It's because they were strength of schedule. They weren't a bubble team because they won a bunch of games. They were 500 basically. Like
they did win some big games.
They won some big games, but they also lost a lot of games that they should have won. I don't know. That's my biggest thing is that for the Power Fives, it just makes everything not as big of a deal. And if you're in the Big 12 or the SEC or the Big 10 and you finish 10th, you're probably in. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is trending towards basically. And so it's like, man.
And if those teams win tournament games, again, the other part of this is it's not really going to impact the tournament because at the end of the tournament, look at who's in the Final Four. Look who's in the championship game.
Let me make my next point is that who does this benefit? This benefits the Power Fours. Obviously it does. Power Five, excuse me. It's basketball. Big East. Yeah. Why does it do that is because why would you not want to be in a big conference? Because if you finish 10th in the Big 12, if you're Houston, there's a bad example, Cincinnati, if you're Cincinnati, you could finish second in the American where you were and you don't get in. If you finished 10th in the Big 12, you're getting in. You know, I think third in the AAC, whatever.
I think this further opens the door just as much for second in the AAC because Tulsa is right in the neighborhood of the teams you're talking about right now. As far as net rankings, I'm looking at net rankings. Like they're right there. They're right there with Oklahoma and Cincinnati and Baylor and San Diego State and New Mexico and all these teams we were just talking about. Tulsa's right there. So maybe it opens the door for another team out of the AAC to come in. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think anybody's proposing saying it has to be Power Five or it has to be mid-major. It just has to be the best resume. And when we get down to that portion of the net rankings, which is the number one indicator, I think still, it's all kinds of teams.
This one is one that I have a good feeling you're not going to agree with me on. Is that if you do this, it takes away even more of Cinderella, who's dying before our eyes. And not in the fact of the Final Four run, because that doesn't happen, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying of the high points of the world, the 12 seeds that try to get to the Sweet 16, which is the ones that we fall in love with. If you expand, you know, if you add the expansion and add, you know, in turn, more Power Four teams, more at-large teams, even if they're not Power Fours, they're at-larges, so they're not quite Cinderellas, you know, still like that, you know, it lowers the chances that a Cinderella can do what they can do. I feel like, you know, does that make sense?
It does. It does. It absolutely makes sense, and I don't want to miss that either.
You know what I'm like? The thing that comes to mind is that Texas was our Cinderella as a play-in team, as an 11. And it's like, whoop-de-doo, we got Texas. Like, way to really overcome adversity there, guys.
Right. No, I get it. I don't know. What I need in my life, in my veins, is by season what mid-major teams do. You know what I mean? Like, what do they do every year? I just don't know. I don't know how often they make it to the Sweet 16 and if that's shrinking. But I don't think it's going to be because the tournament shrinks it. I think the transfer portal is shrinking it.
That's what I'm saying. It's already happening before.
But so I don't know. I don't know that this is going to change anything or matter.
In the same breath as that, we see coaches of whatever, Campbell, that was one we brought up last week, leaving to go be an assistant at wherever. You see the St. Mary's coach finally say, all right, I'll go to the Big 12. Like, and I'm sure that's not, he's from Arizona, but like Ben Jacobson moving on, like things like that. I know that we've seen, you know, who's the head coach? Oh, Arizona State's just got the Cal Baptist head coach to go be their assistant. Like, they just made the tournament. And you know why he did it? Because it's like, you know how hard it is to make the tournament at Cal Baptist? We've never done it before this year. I'd rather go be an assistant at Arizona State because if we finish 10th, we get in. If you're a player and you're trying to stay, if that Daniels kid, for a perfect example, Cal Baptist, if he had some more eligibility, guess what? He's going somewhere else. One, because he's going to get a boatload of money. But two, he can make the tournament there. You know how hard it was to make the tournament at Cal Baptist? It took a miracle.
Yeah, I don't know that tournament expansion changes any of that though. Again,
I think it's happening anyway.
Portal problem.
I think it just furthers it though. Is that like because it used to be, whatever, Remy Martin, like I'm going to transfer because I want to go play for the best team and I want to go try to win a championship. And I'm sure there's still players that are going to do that. But if you are, whatever, who's a good example here? If you're Ricky Council or Dexter Dennis, probably a better example. Dexter Dennis left and went to Texas A&M, and it's like,
but he stayed twice before that.
It's true. Whatever. It's just an example. Somebody transfers
I know what you mean.
That's really good at Wichita State. They can go. It's like, man, we were at Wichita State and we had a pretty stinking good year and we didn't get in. I can transfer to Texas A&M, finish 8th in the SEC, and I'm in the dance. Like, that's all that I have to do.
If this were a year where tournaments were expanded to 76 teams, and where did Wichita State even end in the? I don't even know where they ended in the net rankings. But let's say they ended at 78, so they would have been out, but close-ish. Everything this season happens the exact same way it happens, and they get in a 76 team field. Are you if Wichita State, the season plays out up into the loss to USF at the end of the year, but Wichita State did get in a 76 field team versus the NIT. Are you more or less excited about this season as a Shocker fan?
I'd be more excited
for
that than I would than the
excited
NIT.
to make the NCAA tournament 76 or more excited to make the NIT?
76.
Okay. So you have that. You have these would you think the players that ended up staying anyway, but again, we're taking this back to the very end of the season. Would you think they were more or less inclined to stay because they made the NCAA tournament or the NIT?
NCAA probably.
And would you think that fans and resources would increase more or less, potentially giving you more money to keep said players by making NCAA tournament or NIT?
I agree.
There isn't, here's again, I wouldn't do this. I think it's fine the way it is. I don't think they need to do this. I think whatever. But the reason they're going to is because there's almost no downside for anybody. Who's the loser in all this? I don't think anybody is. Anybody that they care about. Yeah, High Point might be. Maybe, I guess.
I'm going to say all the guys that are getting the TV
High Point.
All the guys that are getting the TV money are going to win in this, whether that be the NCAA or the conferences or Texas or whatever, Auburn. Like that's a win for them, no doubt. Like they can figure out a way to do it. The other part of this, I meant to bring this up. Let me circle back. As I am saying that it may water down the regular season, we live in a college basketball world right now where K-State won't play Wichita State under Jerome Tang, I'll say. Perfect example is why? Because if you lose to Wichita State, that's going to hurt your resume in a big time way. Unless
Wichita State, if Wichita State was back where they were, then it wouldn't hurt your resume.
Miami of Ohio can't schedule a Power 5 game because nobody wants to play Miami of Ohio, and not because that they were scared to play them.
I'm genuinely curious about this. When do these games get scheduled?
What?
When does a game get scheduled? 2 years before it's played?
Like right now. Unless it's a home and home. But usually these bye games are happening right now.
Nobody knew Miami of Ohio was going unbeaten when they were scheduling games.
That's my point. Is why I'm saying this is that they weren't ducking them because they're scared to play the Red Hawks. They're ducking them. They're ducking them because they're just good enough typically that we could lose to them. And that won't be good for us. That's why nobody wanted to play them, even if they ended up being bad. Because listen, if they were bad and you beat them, that doesn't help you. If they were okay and you lose to them, it's going to really hurt you. And so now I wonder, as we go through this, does this make it tenfold that the Big 12s and the SECs are going to say, I'm not playing anybody outside of Mississippi Valley and Alcorn State. That's all that I'm doing. And then I'm just going to play my conference games. But in the same breath, maybe it is. It's we got more leeway. There's 76 teams, but I don't think that's the answer.
I don't know what the answer to that would be. I'm not sure. We'd have to ask.
The whole model of college basketball as they do this kind of things is just built towards trying to get at-large bids. And
what
it should
if I
be,
told you?
but
What
now
if I told you in this model, the conference tournament winners could not be included in the playing games? What if this model opened it up to where the 16s don't play? Because here's been my issue with the playing games.
That's what I said.
I know, but I'm saying, what if? Like, would you support it? What if this protected those teams? Like, what if it took them away from? Because right now, my issue with the play-in is they put 2 16s playing each other. I'm never watching that game ever.
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
Texas NC State, I might watch that game. So, what if they could take this format and say, oh, by the way, it also protects every conference winner. They'll never have to play in one of these games. This is strictly at-larges playing at-larges. That's it. The only teams that can play here are at-larges. Then I think I'd support it because I get so tired of, A, a 16 that earned it getting beat early. I think that's so stupid. And B, I'm not watching that game. I'm not watching whoever it is. Who was it this year? Prairie View A&M and whatever it was. Like, I'm not watching that. I'm sorry. Like, maybe if I am scoreboard checking and I see it's going to have a close ending, I might watch to see if I can get a buzzer beater or something. But nobody's watching those games. But if it was Auburn versus Cincinnati, we might tune in.
I think there's something to be said about that. I think because in that it would be because there's 4 16s because right now it's the 2 16 games and the 2 11 games what they play, right?
Yes.
So that would basically move you 2 16s in that wouldn't be in, which
2 of the 16s.
Right? Yeah. So that would basically bump them to 15s and then kind of reshuffle the deck by that. So
however you do it,
there's something to be said.
What you wouldn't do though is you're not going to make Auburn a 16 seed because that screws over number 1. So you can't do it that way.
No,
you just have to say
it'd be the 11 and the 7 game or something like that, or
11s, 10s, and 9s.
Yeah, exactly.
Have got to do it.
If they're gonna do it, like they need to have it like as much as I hate what they're doing in the NBA. If you're gonna do this, it needs to be a play-in tournament. It needs to be like it's like all right, you on the bubble if you
tournament format for it.
No. I'm just saying they need to be considered play-ins, like not not so much of like you're in, but you have to win this one too.
Totally. It's happening. So we can say it shouldn't. It's happening now, it sounds like. Now it's how do you make the best of it? Because again, I don't think any fans like, oh, we should.
What if the winner of the play-in games won $300,000 and you put it in Vegas? That's what every tournament's gonna do to fix it.
There you go. I'm in to get the players paid so they don't have to transfer. All right, we're coming right back. More Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We
are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
It's 9/1240.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
Welcome back, everybody. Video of Dan Hurley's wife yelling at players, trying to keep them safe in post-game celebrations. Longhofer Lawn Care, a great supporter of the program, Lawn and Tree Care, celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for a healthy lawn, tree and shrub care, and bedweed control since 1966. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care. Welcome back in. We're talking likely expansion of the NCAA tournament. We get down to the end of the NCAA tournament. We have Michigan versus UConn. If we go back to the final net rankings, you had Michigan at 2, you had UConn at 10. So, UConn is a bit of an outlier, I would say, here, making it to this point. But it's also UConn, who's won 2 out of the last 3, now trying to make it 3 out of the last 4. Clearly, Dan Hurley is very good at what he does. And here they are. Are they the underdog? Do they get any sympathy points for being an underdog tonight, TJ, against Michigan, who's been in the conversation as the best team all year long? I don't think they do. I think this is pretty easy. Good guy versus bad guy for most of us. And most of us will be rooting for Michigan, even though Michigan isn't the most lovable school to root for all the time, I don't think.
Never been anything.
What's that?
There's never anything to root against at Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan way.
the Michigan man is Michigan man, Michigan way. There's, all the Michigan's easy to root against in football, but here they are in basketball. I think Dusty Mays is pretty popular. It's been a fun team all year long. And here we go.
It's weird.
Michigan, UConn.
It's weird that UConn is, obviously they're underdog in the game, but I think that everybody watching it is like, well, yeah, I'm rooting for Michigan, right? Like, even though Michigan is the best team that we've seen probably all year long, like people are going to watch it and be like, they're the underdog. Yeah, UConn's won too many titles.
They're not only Michigan is a 6.5 point favorite.
They should be.
We saw games as 1.5 point. I agree, and I haven't even thought about betting it yet. I need to get my head back in order. I haven't thought about the bet yet. I think I'd take Michigan. But again, I wouldn't feel good about it. There's also the fact of like UConn's the cockroach of the year in that they just are going to beat you. Like they're just going to be there. It doesn't matter what else is there. I wonder how many times UConn was the underdog. They were the underdog against Michigan State. I'm almost certain. They were the underdog against Illinois. They'll be the underdog in this game. I bet you that's pretty rare to get a team that's been an underdog 3 times playing in a national championship game.
Duke, you forgot Duke.
Yeah, Duke, where they were dogs again, so 4 times.
Yeah.
It's got to be rare, doesn't it?
It's wild. It's wild. And the craziest part about it is that like this UConn team is not as good as the other UConn teams at all.
No. Those other Charles Barkley after the Michigan game said that he remembers, what did he call it? He remembers 3 teams being unbeatable since he's been covering the tournament. And I can't remember if he was Villanova, may have been the 3rd. I think it was one of the Villanova teams. But UConn, the year was one of them. He said, whatever that other team was, and he said he feels the same way about Michigan this year. Like, good luck, everybody else. Nobody's beating them. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm almost certain UConn was an underdog to Michigan State. They were against Duke. They were against Illinois, and now they are against Michigan. They'll be the underdog 4 times in a row in this tournament. The betting underdog. That I'll bet you that has not happened in a long time. To get to the national championship game that way. Now, it's 1.5 points against Illinois. It's close. It was close. But 6.5 on a national championship game's pretty significant. It's interesting. They are an underdog, but nobody's going to root for them because nobody wants to root for Dan Hurley. I don't even mind Dan Hurley. I think Dan Hurley's a good character. I think he's fun. I think his energy's fine because he dishes it out, but he doesn't seem afraid to take it either. He's got a hot head. I don't like bullies, but I don't think he gets to that point. I don't either. Like sometimes we see some of these coaches that are demonstrative bully people around, and that does I hate. But I don't know that he does that. Like he feels like he's also the biggest cheerleader for his players.
I think so. I think that he's grown on me a little bit from this whole act and charade that he's done, and I think that's probably the consensus around the country.
I don't think it's act and charade. I think he's genuinely that's his personality.
That's not the right way to put it. You're right, but he's not. Sorry, Mick Cronin, but he's not Mick Cronin, right? Like Mick Cronin goes berserk on the sidelines and then follows it up in the post-game press conferences by also going berserk. Hurley goes insane on the refs, on his players, like loses his mind on the sidelines. And then after the game, he's like, man, we played really well.
And he's always talking up his players too.
And honestly, like even the ref stuff, sometimes he's like, yeah, well, he called a good game. Yeah. It's like you just lost your mind for 40 minutes. Like I got it. But I don't know. Like I don't know. Like he's grown on me in a world where like that doesn't exist anymore.
I'm not going to root for him. I don't. That
used to be like not to that degree, but
grown on me. Yeah,
Jacob, that used to be Bill Self a little bit, right? Bill Self doesn't live in that world anymore, but that was Bill Self for a little bit.
Maybe. To me, Bill Self is as aw shucks friendly as there is.
Bill Self, not so much on the refs. Bill Self used to get into his players though, and he doesn't do it anymore. He doesn't do it as much.
He's just honest. He's like, man, we were terrible today, and he's usually right when he says it.
I just saw it. I'll have to send this to you.
We just weren't any good.
One of the KU accounts made a montage of best Bill Self sound bites, and there's like a minute and a half of just saying we're the softest team that KU's ever put on the court. And one of the players was like, "I've played on 5 softest teams in KU history at this point." Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I think that at some point too, I think that the other part of it is that like you don't like Mick Cronin for the things that he's doing, and you probably really don't like what Dan Hurley does on the sidelines. But gosh, if you can win 3 titles in 4 years, like maybe people should do it, you know?
Can we talk about Bill Self for a second because he stayed? Dusty May, I guess officially yesterday. I didn't see this. Officially yesterday, turned down North Carolina. Or according to Matt Norlander, says he's officially staying at Michigan.
Well,
so Norlander's list now for North Carolina is Billy Donovan, Mark Byington, Scott Drew, Grant McCasland, Ben McCollum.
There's a lot of smoke around Scott Drew and Billy Donovan that I've seen. So Billy Donovan's interesting.
Byington, for those like me who didn't know prior to just now looking it up.
Bandy.
Yeah.
The Billy Donovan thing's really interesting because I think that he wants it, and I think that they want Billy Donovan, but he is adamant that he is finishing the NBA season, which ends on April 12th, and the portal opens tonight.
So the rumor is Donovan's interested?
Yes.
That's an absolute home run for North Carolina.
That's so
now,
wild.
Understand, though, that he wasn't their first choice. When, like, if they land him, then they nailed it. But you gotta understand he wasn't their first choice.
Yeah.
Like how many times have they been turned down now? Essentially,
I mean,
for sure, Lloyd and May.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 3 or 4 probably.
They probably,
but it's so much different.
Go get Dan Hurley. That's the thing about Blue Bloods. Like, oh, we'll go hire whoever we want.
It's like, different than the Kentucky hire because Kentucky's hire took forever because they got turned down by 10 guys. North Carolina got turned down by 2, and they just happened to be both guys in the Final Four. They had to wait to get an answer from.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
So I think that's kind of why they're slow rolling it so much. By the way,
they get Billy Donovan.
Dusty May. Let's go back to this. People are starting to raise some eyebrows at this. Pete Thamel put the tweet out of saying Dusty May has informed Michigan officials that he's not pursuing any college basketball jobs.
Maybe NBA.
Doesn't say that, but it says college basketball jobs. Why would he say it that way? And why would the sources tell Thamel that way?
Let me ask you this question. I wondered about this the other day. For these college basketball coaches, I heard I think it was in an in-game broadcast. The life of a college basketball coach has gotten significantly easier now because they don't have to go live on the recruiting trail for 6 months. So now with the portal, it's kind of organized for you. It's become transactional. I would imagine that the life of a college basketball coach is significantly less time consuming than it used to be.
That's probably the best way to put it is less time consuming, but
I want to say it's easier.
As I say, it's a different, it's the difference between a marathon and sprinting a 400-meter dash.
Right. But it has to be less time consuming. So for a guy like Bill Self, because whenever I heard that, I was like, you know what? His life probably has gotten less demanding. Again, it's harder because you don't get to keep players for very long, but it is less demanding now. It's more like an NBA coach. I was like, why would you not want to coach in the NBA? You have an off season. Like college basketball coaches don't have an off season. College football coaches, like they don't get off seasons. Now they kind of can. I think you can handle a lot of this business. You've got tape. Like you can just kind of handle it over the phone. Why do you need to fly across the country and have dinner with some kid's parents? That's not what it's all about right now. Yeah. So when Dusty May, would he go to the NBA? Doesn't usually work out for those guys. It certainly didn't for Billy Donovan. Not long term. It kind of did, and it kind of didn't at times. Didn't for Rick Pitino. There's a long list, probably both directions if we really dug in. But what would make Dusty May? Because he's at the top of everybody's list. What would make him leave Michigan?
I mean, if Chicago Bulls call you, you'd listen, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his motivations are. But again, if the demand of life isn't harder than it, if now that's kind of a wash in how much time it takes, then it just kind of comes down to what you would enjoy more.
Yeah.
I
think it's more so of like, do you want to have to build a roster every year or do you want to coach?
What's more annoying? Roster management through the transfer portal or roster management through load management?
That's what I'm saying. And the NBA, you get that part of it, one. And two, there's something to be said probably for these college coaches that they hate is that I didn't build this roster. They're like, why do I have to play that guy? I don't want to play that guy. Like, there's a lot of that in the NBA.
There is a lot of that in the NBA. There's load
tanking.
management.
What do you think Dusty May is going to do if the Bulls owner says, "Hey, can you lose some games?" Like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not losing games.
It wasn't that long ago that I was like, "Oh, you go to the NBA." Now with the demands of the offseason, less like I don't know that that's the case. Now the money would talk, obviously. I never understand the money part. And I'm somebody who has, like, I love to work harder to try to make more money or do whatever. But at some point, I have to think, like, what are you going to do with $7 million over $5 million? I don't know the answer to that. It'd be nice to find out someday. But, like, lifestyle to me feels more important than salary. Once you hit a certain threshold, doesn't it? Like, what the hell would you do with an extra? Like, I can't even fathom making that much money. Like, what would you do with it? I don't know.
Buy a boat,
I guess, and never ride it because you don't have time.
Because I'm in the transfer portal, digging in the weeds.
Yeah, like I don't have time. Great, I have a boat. I don't have time to use it. All right, we'll come back. We got to talk Royals. We've got headlines I missed. Your calls and comments. Welcome. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for keeping us fueled up this morning. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
It's come around again. Monday. Can't trust that day. It always seems to be a Monday.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
There we go. Welcome in. Back in. Happy Monday, everybody. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland, Max Power producing 869-1240. The number to call. You can leave comments, video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X. Thanks for watching on 12 News Connected as well. You can also leave voice messages through the Odyssey app, which is kind of cool. We'll talk about the Royals weekend. We'll talk about what's been happening in the portal, headlines I missed, all coming up this hour for you. It's What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, where it's patio season. Have a brew with the view on Delano's rooftop deck. Enjoy happy hour on WBC East patio. Grab a pizza outside, shielded from the setting sun at WBC West. When you think patio, think Wichita Brewing Company pizza and beer made here. Oh, we're transitioning out of basketball. Tonight's it, everybody. You got a national championship tonight. Michigan minus 6.5. We all on Michigan? Just taking UConn.
I think everybody's on. I think if you think Michigan's going to win, they're going to win by 20.
Ooh, I do like the unpredictability. I don't have like some screaming hot, I feel this way about this game take today. I think I could see it playing out honestly just about any direction. I don't think
my mind goes to, if Michigan is going to win, they're going to win the way that they have been winning and just look stupid dominant. But there's 100% a world where UConn wins too. So
I don't think UConn wins big. That's the one I don't think
I agree.
All right, let's go to headlines I missed. Here we go.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, headlines Jacob probably didn't see. We got some leftovers from the weekend, so we'll mosey our way on through some of these. Let's start with the NIT. I think that we should come back to here. We spoke on this a little bit, but Auburn won the title game. I just want to bring up the fact that they are getting this, and I agree with this sentiment. As much as we sat here on sports radio and, talked down to Auburn because of all the politicking they were doing about how they should be in the tournament, somebody brings up this point. Graham Coffey, writer, says, winning the NIT is a much better way to make your point than just taking your ball and going home like Notre Dame football. Right?
Yeah. Of course it is.
You know how
play in it.
I'm saying my
concede.
My point is just saying that good on Auburn.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree.
As I sat there and named those other bubble teams to you, like 3 of those 4 just said, "Yeah, we're done."
It makes me have a lot of respect for them, for Bruce Pearl's son, who unfairly has had to deal with the nepotism stuff all year. The fact that they went in, they played that tournament, they won that tournament. Yeah, I agree with you. Good on Auburn.
And guess what? On the other part of this, the people are going to hate on Auburn because it's an NIT title and everything like that. I'll bet you money that they next year they're in. They're not even in the bubble. They're at large easily.
I agree. I think it'll help them. I don't know who they'll keep and retain. Like
I don't either. But if you win the NIT, it's better than just not ending the season and being the joke of college basketball because you're politics.
I agree. It's the NIT is not a joke. Like it's just fun basketball. It's good, highly competitive basketball among bubble teams. Is all it ever is.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Arizona. Tommy Lloyd. We haven't talked about this. This was over the weekend. Got his deal. Said no to North Carolina. Got a new deal. People are really making some headway on this part of the headline, Jacob, is that he gets, the bump in pay. His staff gets a bump in pay. The NIL is going up, which we always see. Matt Norlander reports Tommy Lloyd will no longer report to the athletic director. Did you see that?
Okay.
That's
because there was some talk about that kind of thing. Right? Oh, yeah, with Tommy Lloyd that he was unhappy with. Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's crazy. You have a basketball coach. So basically the basketball coach directly reports to the president now.
You think Bill Self directly reports to Travis Goff?
I mean, I'd say that.
You think he directly reported to an athletic director in the last 15 years?
I mean, I'm sure if there was something that needed to be done, Travis Goff could say this needs to be done.
You think?
I don't think it's more of a demand. I think that Bill Self just understands that. I don't think if you have a good relationship, this doesn't matter.
You think Greg Marshall reported directly to Darren Boatwright?
I mean, yes, in terms of like corporate ladder, they did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what the titles are.
I think I don't think there's much asking permission. I don't think that's per se what this is. But
sometimes it goes the other way. Sometimes athletic directors answer to the. Do you think Nick Saban answered to whoever his athletic director was?
I agree with that. I think it may be more so is that now like the AD doesn't have to like answer to Tommy. I think Tommy Lloyd can just go to the president if he ever needs anything. You know what I mean? Like
here's my point in all that isn't anything specific to any of the situations I just mentioned at all. I'm not saying what I'm saying is I think this is pretty common. And I also think now I've never seen it like written out.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's like written in his contract.
I think
but it's always been the biggest name. It's always been understood there.
Yeah.
And to be fair, oftentimes, why would an athletic director get involved on a direct level with what great coaches are doing anyway?
It's a headline because like how bad does that relationship have to be soured to say?
I agree. That's the
in contract negotiation, which makes me wonder, Did the AD write that in there or the president write that in there? Either way, that's got to be
a loss too, where you're like, I just can't deal with that guy or girl, and you're like, and to contractually put it in, like, yeah, I'm gonna need to not ever have to deal with them anymore.
Yeah, that's wild stuff. All right, let's keep
good
going.
on Arizona for keeping him though. If that was really that bad, because we're all sitting here like, why on earth would he ever leave Arizona? Well, maybe that's why, and now it's not.
All right, let's go to baseball. Joe Adell, see that game?
Yes,
3 home run robberies in one game. Insane stuff. Which,
It's
by the way,
amazing. You watch sports your whole life and you see things you've never seen before.
by the way, I want to one slow day this summer. I'm gonna earmark this one. There is some discourse about why you can dive into the stands, catch the ball, and it's an out when it's not a home run, even though you didn't come back into the field play. You know what I mean? One of those.
Yeah, I wonder. I see it happen live, and I can't ever remember what the rule on it is.
Yeah, there's a
remember
whole bunch
Major League
of
2 where the Japanese guy runs through the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's a whole. I could go for an hour on that. So we're just gonna save that, put that in the file. Just remember this when we come back to it.
Okay, I have a feeling you don't like that.
The headline though is their series, the next game, they open or I guess the Mariners. They play the Mariners again that next day. On Sunday. It's one of the Mariners beat writers. There's a whiteboard outside of the Mariners dugout in big letters. It says game plan. Don't hit the ball to Joseph Adell.
I saw that.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Everybody, including the Mariners, have to be watching that and just being like, whatever, dude. I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, those were all 3 legit robberies.
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy stuff. Golf. Masters week, everybody. We're here. Masters starts on this week. Par 3's coming up next couple of days. I'm excited. Scotty Scheffler just had his baby boy. Remy is in Augusta, like a 9-day-old.
Okay. Remy.
Remember Dad Scheffler, all the stuff that happened after he had the first one? Is Scotty a lock to win the Masters? I think so. I don't know. He won a bunch.
What tournament was it? Wasn't the Masters though.
I don't remember when Bennett was born, if he won that tournament per se, but I'm saying that he became so viral because of him winning so much and his little baby walking around. So now there's 2 of them. So mark that into your bets. If maybe he's not going to get enough sleep, maybe it's going to go the inverse here.
He's been cooled off a little bit, yeah?
I know. Maybe it's because his wife had a bunch of, morning sickness and he had to deal with that. Maybe this is good for him. Maybe it's bad for him. I don't know.
Are you blaming his wife for his dip?
No,
wow.
No,
TJ, headline everybody missed. TJ blames wife for husband's poor play on tour because she is sick with baby and annoying him.
Nope. Next up.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
That's not what I said. Next up, bowling. Final 4 set, Jacob. Shockers are in.
I love it. I think it's one of the coolest things ever that Shocker Bowling is so BA.
I did the story on Wichita State played Newman in the first round. They played against each other. Newman won. Newman beat him and sent them to the losers bracket. And Wichita State beat everybody in the losers bracket, came back and won the regional. Now they're in the Final 4.
I love it so much. My Division II college was national championship caliber, and I guess if Newman's playing them, they would have been in that field too. When I was in college, they were winning natties there too. It's I think it's the coolest thing.
Here's your headline. This is the local angle from the Sickos committee. Even says the Final 4: Jacksonville State, Wichita State, Vanderbilt, and Arkansas State. You have no idea what those 4 have in common, but in women's bowling, they're all in Conference USA.
Okay. All right. There was a time they weren't in any conference. I think this is cool. I love it. Go Shocker Bowling. All right, we're coming back. Let's talk Royals on the other side.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived.
Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you with us here on the show. Here's a giveaway for you. We'll start this one up. Wichita Thunder First Responders Night, Saturday, April 18th at 4:15. It's First Responders Night in Trust Bank Arena. You can catch the annual Police versus Fire game at 4:15. The end of season awards will happen before the game. You can text hockey to the number 20357 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the final game of the season. Ends again. The contest ends 4:16, 11 a.m. Good luck, everybody. Again, that's hockey to the number 20357. All right, welcome back in. TJ, let's talk Royals. I like overreacting this time of year because it is like these games matter just as much as any other games, right? Like whatever's happening, the Royals are going to be in they play the Guardians in Cleveland. This is as big an early season series as you can get. Not either team's, neither team's like established to what they're going to be by the end of the year. But this is 3 heads up against a team you're almost certainly going to be battling it out, if not in the AL Central, then for a wild card. In the 3 games you play now could make a big difference.
I know.
You're looking back at this thing.
I know. I think that like all off season long and heading into this, like we have said that they're going to be a team that we expect they're not going to be. I mean, we would have been, really shocked if they were like clear and away division winners. Like they're going to be a team that's like either in the hunt to win the division or in the hunt to get a wild card spot at the end of the season. And like, as we sit here on April 6th, it's like, man, that game against Atlanta would have been nice to pick that one up. Or maybe if you get one of these against the Brewers.
We'll look back at the most frustrating losses of the year. We always do. So I think it's kind of lazy to be like, oh, it's just April. Like it's early April. Who cares? I'm like, nah, that's not who cares. Like they're playing the Guardians in Cleveland in a 3-game set right now in a team that, again, almost certainly we're gonna have one direction or the other. Somewhere within 5 games between Kansas City and Cleveland at the end of the year. None of them will mean more than these. Waka goes tonight. Cameron goes tomorrow. Reagan's goes on Wednesday. Again, remember, no days off until next week for the Royals. So you get on the other side, Bybee, Gavin Williams, Joey Cantillo. You get pretty good pitching on the other side. These are those weird 5 o'clock first pitches. Make note, Royals fans, you'll hear it here on KFH on your drive home. But I love it. And the Royals had better bring it. They better bring it. And they're going to face some pretty good pitching. So let's see it. We were talking about this on Sports Sunday last night. The things that feel appropriate to overreact to. Home runs, they're like 23rd in the league. Not appropriate yet to overreact to because if they had one more home run, they'd be like tied for 12th or something in baseball. So that one, okay. And actually, the OPS is top half of the league. They're doing all that despite their middle of their order not providing much yet. I would say the early signs for the offense, pretty good. They're okay. They're certainly better than they have been.
No.
Starting pitching, for the most part, even the ones that aren't really good starts, keep you in the ball game. I think opportunistic offense, like if you go back to the Milwaukee series, it's going to be the opportunistic misses for the offense, the clutch. And that does concern me because clutch was a big problem for them last year. And obviously the bullpen is a concern right now for everybody. That one's the most glaring and most front of mind, I think, with the Estevez on the IL and a couple arms struggling back there.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I think that they've shown you, as I said last night, is that you can, go tongue in cheek either way here and say that like that lineup, specifically speaking about them, is that like, well, I mean, it's April 6th, so like maybe we don't need to freak out yet that Vinny and Bobby haven't gotten to the production level that they need to be at, or Cags, or not Cags. Cags is actually doing pretty well, but you know what I mean. Top half of the lineup, but then you'll also look at it in tongue in cheek and say it's early, and the bottom half of that lineup looks good. Like Isaac Collins and Kyle Isbell are 2 of your most productive guys in the lineup, which is crazy to think about because that's the one thing that they've struggled with the last 2 years. So I'm as I said, I think that there's things that you can overreact to, but I also think that things that you can overreact to, positively a little bit, not as much as negatively, but there are things there that make you feel like there's something if they can just uncrack it all the way.
For sure. Offensively, we've thought that this could be we've thought that this could be an elite level offense. We still got to see it. We got to see it all click at the same time. It's not going to be elite until Witt and Vinny and some form of Salvi are chugging along. But Michael Garcia is picked up right where he left off. Michael, sorry.
I don't know what the heck it is.
It's
the style guide. The style guide pronunciation still says Michael.
Well, because they probably made that way before we learned this in the World Baseball Classic. Oh, Jake Eisenberg's calling him Michael.
Everybody else is calling him Michael.
I don't know what to. But either way, Garcia. Yeah. So we'll see. But the bullpen is a concern. Ursig was shaky last night. Ursig had been really good before that. I'm not going to overreact to a non-save situation for a guy who I don't care what they say. Ursig's going to have to lose the job for me. Like, I love the way Mears has pitched. You're not putting Mears in at closer. Right now, you've got 3 years to look at Ursig to say he's crafty. And I will say there were parts for him last year where you were like, but you thought it was injury. I'm still rocking with him right now, and hopefully through the end of the season. They've got to find, though, and it's weird because everything like separate, you're like, yeah, maybe not worried, but they haven't had a lot of true, we've got the lead in the 6th inning, we need to come in and shut them down 7, 8, 9.
It's true.
They haven't had it a lot.
By the way, stat I meant to write down yesterday so we could talk about it last night on TV. They showed on the broadcast last night that prior to yesterday, which I think they gave up 2 yesterday. So now it would be they have been outscored in the 9th inning 15-0 by teams. Ugh. That's not good. One of those was a grand slam. Yeah. What the Braves score? How many runs? They scored like 5 in that 9th inning.
That's only 4 of 15, though.
I agree. I mean, yesterday they got 2 of them. Like, I don't know.
That's a problem, and it's the one that affects them the most right now, I think, too. Like, that can lose you games. I've said this forever. There might not be anything more frustrating in baseball than a bad bullpen.
Yeah.
Because not finishing games you're winning is really annoying.
That's the thing, is that the bullpen, through the 9 games we've seen so far, we haven't seen they have a lead in the 6th and they blow it because of the bullpen. But we have seen the offense has scored, yesterday's perfect example. They scored 5 runs and it wasn't enough to do it. Even though, Bubic got, hit around early and gave up 4, but the bullpen isn't giving them the chance to make the comeback. And it feels like they're trying to a little bit. Yesterday, they had a really big, 7th inning, I believe. And it didn't matter because the bullpen gave up too much, basically.
So Ursig had that one bad appearance. We're going to have to see on him. Steven Cruz, his total body of work has been a little shaky. Matt Strahm has been good. Nick Mears has been great. Daniel Lynch has been okay. Ursig has, until yesterday, Ursig had been good. Schreiber has not. Schreiber's been getting hit hard. I've got it like Bailey Falter had been getting hit hard. Alex Lang had been getting hit hard. I think those are the guys that primarily have been used. Ursig, oddly, of the relievers, has been, his whip is the worst, TJ, but again, I need to pull out yesterday to look at that. But I think Ursig's the option, but you've got to be real careful here because if he has 1 or 2 bad appearances, it's not like Estevez who you were worried about the stuff and everything, and it was easy to pull him. You may need to pull Ursig again and go to Strahm or Mears. Like I'm not sure that's going to be a tremendously long leash for Kansas City. I think they'd love to get to an option back there that they can consistently put in there. I really want to see Ursig get another chance to get back out there tonight because he didn't pitch Saturday, right? Correct? I think that's right.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think that you said it right, is that it's his until it isn't at this point. Like I think that they're going to just keep riding it until there's a blown save or something like that, and then I think that's when you can reevaluate. And that may not mean
yesterday gives me pause.
I know it does, but I think that I don't know. Maybe you give him one more and then see is where my mind goes. I think that if there's a save situation today, it's going to be his.
He didn't pitch Saturday, so he'd pitch today.
Yeah, so that's where my mind goes. It's interesting of what they're going to do in that spot. Go ahead.
Real quick on him. Before yesterday, he had not given up. He had one walk in 2 2/3. He had 2 hits in 2 2/3. Yesterday really did throw everything out the window. He hasn't struck a lot of guys out, though. In those 2 2/3, he only struck out 1. And he only walked 1. So we'll see. I'm just kind of a lighter version of Estevez with him. I do want to know that his stuff is still all the way there, because the Ursig that's just one of the filthiest pitchers we've seen, that's the one I'm penciling in as closer. If he's not that, then maybe they reevaluate. I don't know, but it's an early season problem, and it's not one I saw coming. I saw them with Strom and Ursig and Estevez and Daniel Lynch and thought this is going to be a great bullpen. And maybe it still will be. We're 9 games in, but it's been the problem so far.
As they go into this series, if they win it 2-3, what are we talking about on Thursday?
That it was a nice rebound series. I mean, they need to win 2 or 3, even on
the
road.
If they win 2 or 3 in this one, then I think that you can just kind of say okay, they're in a good spot. I like where they're at going forward. No matter how it happens.
They'd be 6-6, but it sure would feel good. Sure.
Yeah. If you get it against the Guardians. Yeah.
They should have won the series against Atlanta,
yep.
Right? Milwaukee, you lost the series, no big deal. And they won the series against Minnesota. So all in all, 4 and 5, I'm not worried about at all. It doesn't concern me. It's the things we're seeing within the games, I think, that make us have these conversations. Detroit's also 4 and 5. They'll have stretches of baseball where they go 4 and 6 over 10 games. Go win the series against Cleveland. You feel like you should have won the series against Atlanta, and then all of a sudden you're sitting and you've played well enough to win 3 out of 4 series you've played.
This feels like a AL Central repeat of what we've seen, where somehow they're always just all 4 of them are not good records wise, and then they get to the end of the season. It's like, oh wait, there's 3 teams that are going to make the playoffs. Yeah, I think that I don't know. As you go through this, I think that you take where you are if you can get a series win today. I think this is the biggest series they played so far, no doubt.
Absolutely, it is.
I think that to me, as I look back at the what will be 12, okay, that's pretty. Who are they after the Guardians? I don't even know.
So that's what I was just going to say. We don't think the White Sox are going to be any good.
Yeah.
But the White Sox have been acquiring good players through being bad for a number of years now. I need to see them be bad for a minute before I know that they're bad. Like the Twins, I think we kind of have a pretty good idea are not going to be good this year. The White Sox, I don't think are going to be good. In fact, I think they're going to be pretty bad again. But they do, you never know with those teams that get a bunch of young. There's always those years where the A's, all of a sudden, you're like, where did that come from? Let's just make sure, because that's who they play after this series. And I think they're at the K. Yeah, they're 4 games at the K. And if they are bad, then you're like, okay, 3 out of 4. So let's say 5-2 in this 7-game week. You feel great about that.
Yep. That's my
Feel
point.
great about it.
That's my point, and that's what's so funny as we talk about baseball on April 6th is that it's so that's the funniest part about baseball talk is that you can handpick a week. And it's like, well, you could just as easily in October just pick 7 games that fit your narrative too. You know what I mean? Like
you can, and that's why I say it's never time to it's never
sample size. It's all math.
It doesn't matter what time of year it is when we're talking about overreactions to a baseball season.
No.
That because there's 9 you can pluck a 9 game out of any stretch.
Exactly.
It's what are we seeing within it that could potentially go long term.
Yep.
That's the conversation I like having in early April, because we got to, they have to figure that stuff out. If you're shaky at the back end of the bullpen, I applaud them for the way they handled the Estevez situation. I think it was not too aggressive. I think it was the right. Now, he ended up being hurt, so it didn't really matter. But remember, before he went on the IL, they were like, yeah, nope, we're done with that for now. Like, that's not going to be the way we do this now. If Ursic comes out and you get 2 or 3 of these, they got to make another change. Like, that, my point is, everything is amplified because your goal is the playoffs. Your expectation is the playoffs. Is there any Royals fan out there that wouldn't be pretty largely disappointed if the Royals missed the playoffs again? I mean, John Sherman certainly will be.
Yeah.
He's writing the checks, and he's written some pretty dang big ones lately. They better make the playoffs. And they have the ability to be aggressive at the deadline again. It'll be the same thing as it was last year, where you've got a situation where they can trade away strengths to bolster other things. Like, I would be looking at every Chris Bubich start and hoping for the best, not just because it helps the Royals, but because he could absolutely be a trade candidate. Maybe they need bullpen arms. I don't think they're going to need any offense. I don't think they're going to need any starting pitching. I think it'll be strictly bullpen stuff, but you've got big expectations this year. You don't spend that much money on the roster and not have big expectations. And they do. They play tonight, 5:00 against Cleveland. That game is right here on KFH. So tune in. You can get pregame coverage beginning at 4:30. You can also listen on the Odyssey app on your way home from work and want to keep listening to this show. You could podcast it out even after you get home. Whatever it is, the Odyssey app and then Odyssey.com, you can do it. Just download the app, visit Odyssey.com, search for KFH. You'll have Royals baseball tonight starting at 4:30. Can't wait for it.
Hey,
man,
Royals headline. Saturday, doubleheader, and Sunday, for that matter. Rex Hudler back in the booth.
He was back in the booth. So I saw some chatter about that. Sam Ellinger was on socials with people. They haven't put out a broadcast schedule.
No.
So they don't have one. I'll take as much HUD as I can get on the TV broadcast. I think he's entertaining and fun. I hope that the other guys they put on there will learn a little bit from him in watching him closely, in how he is self-deprecating is just a part of his personality, but he's not afraid to say what he thinks or have fun because it'll look or sound silly, which is
the one thing I've told everybody is that nobody really wants to watch the game to be like, man, I wonder if they could break down the analytics of this. Like,
exactly.
And some people do, because they talk about like the Tony Romo thing and things, but like it's the good ones are the ones that like you can turn on and just listen to. It's like, oh,
they entertain us. It's young broadcasters thing. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a former pro athlete or somebody like us. Like, you get on and you don't want to look stupid, and then over time you do it and you're like, I don't care if I look stupid, like, as long as people are having fun with us. And so, that's a lot of what we do on this show. I hope Hosmer releases his energy as he watches Hudler do the same thing. All right, let's come back. We got more Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to be here with you. Download and listen for your chance to win a trip to see Weezer. Go away with Weezer. Score a pair of tickets to see Weezer with the Shins and Silver Sun pickups on a tour stop of your choice, plus flights, 2-night hotel stay, a signed set list, and a meet and greet with the band. To enter, log in to the free Odyssey app or Odyssey.com between Monday, April 6th and Sunday, April 19th. Listen for an hour or more. Come back each day for another chance to win a trip for 2 to see Weezer, thanks to Live Nation and Crush Music. 1 entry per day. Good
Jacob.
luck, everybody. Yes.
Oh,
Say It Ain't So.
good song. Breaking news I just learned from Talia Goodman, Jeff Goodman's daughter, covers women's basketball. Jordan Spicer just went in the portal. K-State freshman, star.
Oh.
That sucks. Not what I was about to say, though. That's crazy, though. last night at 11:35, it opened portal opens at 11 Central Time, midnight Eastern Time. Forgot the world runs on Eastern Time for some reason. Last night, the women's portal opened at midnight Eastern Time. 35 minutes in, 417 names were already in it.
Not to be unexpected.
Yeah.
I don't hate hearing it. It means the market's high for the women's players, I would imagine, which is great news for women's basketball. I still think there is a world, so raising popularity of women's basketball is a big part of this, where the Big 12 could lead the way and break off a separate negotiation. And if that happened for basketball, men's and women's, it could really amplify women's basketball's strength in the Big 12, and which would be great for teams like KU and K-State. So I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised at all.
Okay, let me start this conversation, because just to make you mad, and probably other people, I don't like whenever I see the UConn and Florida are blue bloods, and you're about to lose your mind about the fact that I said that. But to me, I have always thought that blue blood meant that you were one of the notable programs from the birth of the sport, whatever.
You're talking about men's basketball now.
Yes. So
okay.
Yeah, UConn women can probably be considered blue blood. I don't know. But like, my mind goes to UConn's not a blue blood because they didn't win a title, until 20 years ago. And now they're just really, really good right now. Like, the blue bloods to me have always been KU, North Carolina, UCLA, Duke, because they were the ones that were good a long time ago, and they've just stayed good. And that's what makes them a blue blood.
It's a definition thing. Is Indiana a blue blood?
Yes.
When was the last time Indiana was relevant?
I don't care, but they're a blue blood because they were really good a long time ago.
To me, a blue blood means you have an advantage over your peers, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, you have to have cachet. I don't think Indiana's walking in the door anymore and people are like, "Oh yeah, Indiana basketball, they were awesome in the 70s."
Yeah. So to me, I get your point. My gripe is that we need a new term, because blue blood, like, by definition, I think it's like a royal family type of thing where,
I also think there is here's why I would say Indiana probably still is. Like, those programs where that fan base is selling out that arena, like that, you mark your calendar to it. It's bigger than anything else happening around there. Florida is not going to be a blue blood to me because Florida football, right? UConn can be, because like that's the only show in town there is basketball, men's and women's basketball. I would say UConn is a blue blood now. Yes, I would say that. UConn has been winning championships my entire life. They went from Jim Calhoun to, they had a few years off, but the year they made it with Kemba Walker, what was that? Kevin Ollie was the coach.
Yeah. So
like, I think of UConn as a blue blood. Florida, I wouldn't say as a blue blood for basketball.
I just think my point here, I'm not going to sit here and debate who is and who isn't, but like, my point here is that
can you become one if you weren't one to begin with?
I don't think you can. Like, there needs to be a new word. There just needs to be, like, call them like the elites or something like that. But like,
they're not the elites. That would be even worse. They're not the elites.
Why aren't they the elites? That makes more sense than blue blood.
Because that can change too much over time. Like, UConn's the elite right now. They could hire the wrong coach and be not elite for a long time. Like
Indiana.
KU is a blue blood because we know that the KU basketball program will be front and center forever, no matter who the coach is. Now, they may struggle, but that doesn't mean that they'll wane in importance or anything else. Indiana is that way. North Carolina is that way. Duke is that way, right? Florida, if Florida was bad, would people be fired up about it? I don't know. If UConn was bad, are people still, it's still the top thing. UCLA, I think, probably the same way.
Maybe a better way to drive home this point. What if Michigan wins the title this year and then does it again the next year and then wins another one in 3 years? In a half decade, are we going to say like Michigan is in the bluest of bloods?
Yeah, look, I think your conversation is, can teams become blue bloods?
Yeah,
that's where you're taking this. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Here's what I think. I think people that follow the teams that are, make way too much a big deal about it. I think, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're a blue blood, but okay, so what?
No.
Like, what does that mean? There's not a program more rich with basketball history than Kansas. But what are we talking about? Are we talking about a museum, or are we talking about a winning basketball program?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it matters whether you're a blue blood or not. It matters where the players are going and where the resources are the highest. The bluest blood, maybe we should call them green bloods, because the only thing that matters now is what sort of resources you're pumping out there. I don't know that we're going to get, North Carolina could have a great year, and if all of a sudden the funding runs dry, it doesn't matter. You can color blood whatever color you want to. They ain't doing anything.
No.
So, the chances of that happening are low because they have so much support. Maybe that's your inherent advantage.
That's just
because there's so much support.
That's just my writer's gripe of the day. We need a new word. We need a new word for that level. And there really isn't one. Even in like the NFL and stuff, like that group
It's always
upper echelon. I say that one a lot. Upper echelon. UConn's in the upper echelon. For sure.
It's always an arbitrary.
And
thing
people use it like it is common knowledge. Like
K-State fans listening right now are gagging listening to us talk about Kansas as a blue blood. But the only people that care that Kansas is a blue blood is Kansas.
It's true.
Nobody else cares, right? Players on the recruiting trail don't care. Maybe that wins the final step of things at some point, but it doesn't matter more than who the coach is. And now it doesn't matter more than what the NIL opportunity is.
No.
That's all that matters.
I don't know. That's what my brain goes to. Is it like, wow, Duke versus UConn in the Elite Eight, a battle of the blue bloods, and and I'm like, are they? I don't know. Is that a thing?
I mean, St. John's is on a heater. Why?
Yeah, because there's money there.
Because there's money, and they got Rick Pitino.
Yeah,
that's why.
I don't know. It just it enamors me that it's just such a common knowledge thing that people just refer to schools as blue bloods when there's there's nobody in the country that can agree on who the list is that is blue bloods outside of the 3 schools.
Kansas, Kentucky, UNC, and Duke. That's 4.
I'd say KU, Duke, UNC probably. Those are the big 3.
Kentucky?
I didn't even say Kentucky the first time around. I said UCLA.
Kentucky's won more games than anybody but Kansas. They're the ones that keep going back and forth.
That's true. They're on the list.
They're definitely on the list.
So
UCLA, Indiana, then you get into that fringe. UConn doesn't care what color you call their blood. They're just going to keep winning titles. And they've been doing that for a long time.
Yep.
Who's got more national championships, UConn or Kansas?
Kansas still does, don't they?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they don't. Doesn't Kansas have double digits?
No, not since the NCAA tournament.
They say they've got the ones in the 20s.
You're right. I'm talking NCAA tournament here.
Well,
UCLA will have the most. Kansas has 4. UConn has 6. 99, 2004, 2011, 2014, 2023, 2024, and going for 1 tonight. UCLA, the most with 11. Kentucky has 8. Your blue blood hatred of Kentucky. And then North Carolina with 6. Duke with 5. Indiana with 5. Kansas with 4. So, that's a pretty good list of the blue bloods. If you ask me, those 7 teams. I think the one outlier who you could look at is maybe Arizona, but I don't know that anybody's thinking of Arizona as a blue blood versus an awesome team that's in that upper echelon. But if you told me that blue bloods are UCLA, Kentucky, UConn, North Carolina, Duke, Indiana, and Kansas, I'd say yes to all of them.
Yeah.
And that might be the list.
If you want to make a group, that's probably the group that you can say.
Yeah.
So if you want to make an inclusive group outside of the traditional 3 or 4, then that's the list. Yeah, for sure. By the way, speaking of college basketball, the KU Michigan documentary is starting to get released on
Did you watch
CBS and Paramount? I haven't yet. I know some of it aired on K-Witch yesterday, but it was coinciding with all the basketball going on elsewhere. So I need to I'll dig into some stuff. I'm sure that there is a lot of good Bill Self tidbits of his wild year and a lot of Darren Peterson tidbits from all that stuff. So
yeah, look, and
by the way, how about CBS calling a shot and getting Michigan on there?
And Kansas with the Darren Peterson drama.
It's true, but like, how many times do you see documentaries and they flame out because something weird happens? How many times do you actually pick the national champion potentially?
Yeah, I mean, who else would have been? Let's think.
Arizona
And
was
they made
number
the
one
final
the entire year.
Still would have been good. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty safe pick. That's a pretty safe pick. Florida wasn't expected to be as good as they were, I don't think. Duke would always be interesting. I would have been probably the other one, Duke, I guess. But Michigan's been expected to be great all year, and they've been up, man. They're good.
By the way, a tidbit for those that have started watching it: the crew. I mean, all year long when we've been at Allen Fieldhouse and whatever, you see all these giant cameras walking around, and like you're like, yeah, those aren't the local news for sure. Yeah. There's been a couple times where I've been standing by the guys and listening to their, them talking to the local people about like, so are you like living in Lawrence? Apparently, the crew lives in New York City, and they flew in for every home game. I'm like, that is asinine. What? You guys couldn't have like gotten a condo or something?
The budgets, man. The budgets that they work with. But yeah, I agree. I don't know what's cheaper, to fly every week or to rent an apartment. But that's a long time to live in an apartment, I guess.
True.
2 or 3 apartments. I just want to know how much access they got to Darren Peterson. That's all I want to know.
I gotta watch it.
The Bill Self scare will be like a one-off episode, I assume. The Darren Peterson thing, though,
this is one to me where, we always talk about shows and documentaries and stuff. Like, you got to go watch this one. Like, this is one that like I actually have to watch for my job.
Well, right. We got to know because it could change the entire narrative about Peterson.
Yeah.
Like, if they did have access to like, is Peterson sitting there today saying, man, I can't wait for people to see this? Or, oh God, I hope people don't see this. Like, it could impact who the number 1 pick in the NBA draft is based on his behavior behind the scenes.
I'm really curious how much, especially with Darren Peterson, the guy that like notoriously hated giving sound bites. I wonder what he was like on a documentary.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Boy, you give him a do-over. If Tyron Stokes picked Kansas, he'd give him plenty of material.
Yeah, it's true.
When is he going to make a decision?
Portal. I'm telling you, it's going to be in the portal.
Well, he's in the portal now.
I think, honestly,
for all intents and purposes.
That's my point. I think that may have been like, I think it probably got to March and he's like, well, I mean, I don't want to go somewhere and then they just recruit someone that I don't want to play with. So I may as well just wait until portal's open and then I'll just
but teams are going to get sick. That's going to bite him in the butt because teams are going to be like, sorry, dude, we got to build a roster.
They're going to be out of money. Yeah,
we
can't
sit here and wait on you much longer.
I don't know if that's the right thinking to do because at the end of the day, like,
well, the only reason it'd be the right thinking is because you can get more bidders. But at the end of the day, you've had that opportunity right now.
But then if you wait to get more bidders, that budget's getting smaller and smaller.
Man, Coleman Hawkins would probably say waiting is okay, I guess. I don't know. That's a decision we're watching this week. Could come anytime. Portal opens tonight. Or is it tomorrow? Midnight, however you want to define that.
11 p.m. Central Time.
Oh, okay. So Central Time, it's tonight. All right. We're coming right back. Don't go away.